It's the show of the week.
Hello and welcome back to Show of the Week, the weekly segment where we talk musical theater and where I wear flannel. This week we're talking about The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and may I say there is a disappointing lack of football in this musical? Trying out a football joke. It's been an interesting journey leading up to the release of this demo recording. The show, based on Disney's movie of the same name, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, premiered in Berlin in 1999, an all-German language production, wildly successful, ran for several years there. Then, a high school in Florida performed it in 2013. And then in 2014 and 2015, there were two named pre-Broadway tryouts, one at La Jolla Playhouse and one at the Paper Mill Playhouse, both very similar productions. And then the most recent production is what has given us this demo recording. And so that's interesting, right? Why not go straight to Broadway with this show, or do a pre-Broadway tryout, or, you know, why this weird roundabout way? And I think it's because Disney's worried about the content and worried about the success of the musical. And it pains me to admit this, but I'm pretty sure the release of this demo recording is some kind of admittance of defeat. I mean, if you have a pre-Broadway tryout that you're planning on taking to Broadway, you want to keep the secret of the show until you hit Broadway, and so releasing this out in the open might very well be the death knell of any, at least upcoming production of The Hunchback on Broadway. But why? Why? This show has been very much on the outside of my radar for a long time, even though it's existed for a while, and it feels very much like Disney does Les Mis. You're starting with another piece of Victor Hugo source work. I mean, Hunchback and Les Mis are both by him, and there's this whole morality tale woven through love story, through epic novel, romance, all told in Paris, which made Les Mis remarkably successful. And I think also there's something very appealing with that about how it plays out in Hunchback. And it's got a score by Schwartz and Menken, which, like, oh my god, the music in this, pretty good, pretty beautiful. I think if the show falls down anywhere, it's in some of the conventions of its storytelling. The whole thing has a narrated air. Quasimodo walks out initially without his hunchback, without the deformed face, and puts it on in front of you, and then at the end of the show takes it off. And there's a lot of, like, narrated storytelling going on, both from the King of Fools guy and a bunch of other characters telling you what's happening and narrating the action as it happens. And I can see the perceived narrative necessity of that. There's a lot of action you have to get through to the audience, and it's a big epic tale that, frankly, is a little difficult to put in one spot on stage. But like so many similar pieces, having the narrative parts in there serves to push the audience away a little bit and make them feel as if it's an observational story. Like you're watching these actors do the thing, and it's not that kind of story. This is a story like Les Mis where you want to get in there with the characters and you want to feel how they feel and cheer for their successes and feel their defeats. But if they're spending the whole time narrating and telling you what they're doing, then I think that's where the show falls down a little bit. And the music, while beautiful, does kind of feel like, you know how there's like the greatest hits of Les Mis and everything of Les Mis? It feels like all the songs they cut to make the greatest hits. A lot of them aren't too catchy, a little forgettable, beautiful when you hear them, but you certainly don't remember them and leave the theater humming them. Still a very interesting and moving piece overall. Definitely the darkest production that has ever come out of Disney theatrical. It hits some pretty heavy points, pretty heavy stuff. We're talking about guilt and sin and murder and tambourines, heavy things. Go listen to Hunchback, and I'll see you next week. Channel updates can be a little boring, but some people have been asking, so I'll make this one fast. I got a couple videos in the bank that I gotta edit and get out. February and March are production time for me, and I'm in the middle of 2 different shows, so Tommy's life is a little busy. But I haven't forgot about you, internet land, and I will get you videos soon.